Did you know that 92% of people that set New Year's resolution goals quit them before the resolution is ever finished? Maybe you're one of them. I know I have been. Did you know that 40 million Americans in the last 25 years stopped going to church? Did you know that 43% of all marriages will fail in the first year? And it doesn't get better with the second or the third, 60% in the second marriage and 73% in the third marriage. Did you know that last year alone, 49,000 people took their lives? That's one person every 11 minutes. 3.8 million people made plans for it. These statistics are staggering. These are just a few. I don't want to give you too many because I don't want to get down on your day, because quitting should not be in your DNA. Whether it's quitting on marriage, quitting on life, quitting on a job, quitting on a dream. As people of God, God is looking for people who will not quit. Now, if you've quit in the past, that doesn't mean you have to quit today. Today is a new day for where God's calling you. Have you ever felt like giving up? Have you ever felt like throwing in the towel when times got tough? Jesus says in his word, in this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. John 16:33. For I have overcome the world. Jesus is with us in every single moment. Yes, life will get tough, but the good news today is that you are not in it alone. It's important, though, during challenging times to keep the right mindset. It's the mind that gets in the way. Matthew 22:37 says, you shall love your Lord God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. It's with the mind that we serve the Lord. It's with the mind that the true battlefield wages. 2 Corinthians 4:4 says, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so they cannot see the light. That's why people quit. This is why people give up, because it gets dark. It is dark here. But as a believer, God is going to shine light into your mind. Paul said it this way in Romans 7:23, I see another work at the law. I see another law at work in my body, waging war against the law of my mind. Romans 12:2 says this, that do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's a mind battle, a mind problem, a mind shift that needs to happen. We got to renew our mind. We can't be conformed anymore. We got to renew our mind with transformation. We got to ask God to give us not the same old mind, but that our mind would become new. Battle wages in your mind. If you lose the battle in your mind, you will lose the battle with your hands. The enemy of your vision is stress, uncertainty, tomorrow, today. Proof of what's happening now makes you worry about tomorrow, and the burnout on the in-between. However, these feelings, they are normal. If you let them guide you, though, on this path, you will quit. Here's my encouragement to you. Maybe today, after setting big goals and you don't see those come to pass right away, start setting small goals. Start taking it a day at a time. Start going, wow, look what's happening today. How can I set smaller goals and celebrate along the journey instead of just waiting till everything works out in the very end? What can you celebrate daily that will keep you on the path and keep your mind right on the vision that God has? Maybe for your marriage, maybe for your ministry, maybe for your finances. Set smaller goals. Maybe, here's another way to say it. Maybe sometimes a base hit or even walking to first base after getting hit with the ball is the win. Because if you fill up the bases and you get a hit, you might get a home run. Also, surround yourself with people who don't quit. Surround yourself with people who won't let you quit. I remember a time in my ministry where I wanted to quit on everything. I was having some nervous breakdowns. People were leaving our church. Finances were a struggle. It was a dream that God had given me. I was passionate about it. I was excited about it, but I felt like I couldn't get to the end of this thing God was calling to me to. And I remember after going to several doctor's appointments, thinking I was having heart attacks, thinking my life was falling apart. One doctor said, well, you'd be good to just take Epsom salt baths and just calm down daily, because this is not good for you. In fact, if you keep these stress levels, you're really going to break down. And so I remember I was in my, fifth Epsom salt bath of the day, trying to calm down with peaceful music. And I just began to slam the water. I began to get so angry because I was stuck on the in-between. And I remember I was just saying, I quit. I was yelling. I was angry. I was frustrated with not being where I wanted to be. And my wife came up into the bathroom and she just began to pray over me. She just began to encourage me. And that little injection of life was greater than any Epsom salt bath. It was the balance of having someone around me that wouldn't let me quit and shutting out all voices that longed for me to fail. Separating myself from people who were quitters and who wanted me to quit to feel better about them quitting, and uniting with people who said, no, today is a rough day, but we're going to get up one more time. That coach on the side of the mat that said, don't quit on what God's calling you to. I encourage you today, it won't be easy to not give up, but it will be worth it. You didn't get into this for fun. You got into this for fulfillment, and fulfillment takes time. You might be on the in-between, but know that God has not left you on the in-between. He is right there with you. He's as close as you just crying out to him, because it is one thing to surround yourself with great people, but ultimately, the greatest person you can surround yourself with is Jesus Christ. He wants to lift you up today. He wants to pull you out of that today. Today is not the day to end this. Today is not the day. Give it one more shot. Give it one more day. I encourage you to let me know in the comments some things that you've seen work on not quitting, on not giving up, on your journey. I'd love to hear them. And then jump into some of these other videos on being fearless, declaring war on fear. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.